review our sounds, make sure we are clear on those, review our syllables, make sure we're clear on those, and then use those two things to help us attack some new words that we might be unsure of. All right? Ready? All right, everybody see? All right, ready? Go.
Apple, acorn, egg, wallet, banana, balloon, book, cat,
circle, dog, elephant, equal, fish, goat, giraffe, hat, inch, icicle, jar, kite, lion, what do you do with your tongue? Top of the mouth, good. Monkey, nest, octopus, overalls, pig, quilt, rabbit, sun, rose, tent, umbrella, unicorn, vest, wagon, fox, yarn, zebra, candy, cry, bridge, patch, light, butter, bird, turtle, star, horse, Luke, what were these? With the R's on? Good. Oil, toy, took, to, cashew, blue, faucet, straw, mouse, cow, bow, cheese, shark, whale, ring, good, phone, thimble, feather, very good. All right, everybody grab a 7. We're going to quickly review our syllables. Make sure that we've got those at the top of our brain so we can use them when we are attacking our words. All right, Michaela, let's start at the top with our first one. What are closed syllables?
It's a word that is with a consonant.
All right, the syllable ends with a
Consonant.
And what does that mean that the vowel does, Michaela?
It says it's short.
It's short sound. Good. It says it's short sound, and our word here was am. Good. Sydney, what about open syllable words?
It's a letter that says it's
All right, what type of letter says its long name? The vowel says its long name. Why? On this one, what's after that vowel in the syllable? There is not a consonant to close it off. There's not a letter to close it off. Good. All right, Ava, the final magic E. All of those words have a final syllable that ends with E. So we have vowel, consonant, E. And what happens to the vowel? The E causes that vowel to say its name, its long sound. Good. All right, Kaylee, consonant LE syllables. Tell me about those.
It's a word that has LE at the end.
All right, it has LE, and what's before the LE? There's some type of consonant, and we know that those are going to stay the same. Those were some of our favorite ones to find because they stay the same. We don't have to worry about them changing. Vowel teams, Luke, what happens when we have a vowel team?
There's 2 vowels together.
There are at least 2 vowels together. Sometimes they're going to make a sound that we're
Not sure.
familiar with, and some of them
Not sure.
we're not so sure about. And then I'm going to get you to do the next one too because it's your favorite. Tell me about the R control.
The R takes control of the word.
All right.
Thing. The vowel.
The R takes control of the vowel and causes the vowel to...
Say it.
Does it say what it normally says, or does it
No.
change? It changes because the R takes control. Another name that we talked about that was bossy R. Remember, it tells the vowel what to do. And then our last one, remember this one was the hardest one to say.
Diphthong.
All right, the diphthong. And what was that? The words just...
Doesn't make sense.
All right, the sound doesn't make the sense that we think it would make. The 2 letters that are coming together to make that sound, it's not what we normally think that they would make. All right, so we're going to use our 7s to help us as we're looking at new words. Remember on the back, we talked about 3 quickies to help us when we have longer words. First, we're going to divide the word into parts. Those parts are called...
Dividing long words into syllables.
Divide them into syllables. Good. What do we do once we have each syllable?
Say them out loud.
Sound each one out. Skip the ones we don't like, right?
No.
Sound out
Say the syllable.
each one. And then the last thing on this list was to do what?
Say it aloud.
Say it aloud. Why? Why was that so important to say it out loud, Sydney?
Sounds wrong.
So we can understand it, and Luke probably what?
If it sounds wrong in your head,
it sounds wrong. That strategy that we talk about in comprehension where does it look right, does it sound right, does it make sense, that works for words too. If it doesn't sound right, that's our hint to our brain that maybe we've got the wrong sound or maybe we've misunderstood what this word is about. All right, so let's try that. I'm going to try that with one together, and then you're going to try it with one on your own. I'm going to let you look at the word. If you know the word, don't tell us yet. All right? Different word. Would you agree it's a longer word?
Yes.
Okay, definitely a longer word. We need to divide it up, but we don't want to just start dividing anywhere. We're going to use what we know about our syllables to help us. All right, why do we want to start with closed and open syllables as our first choice for how to divide them? What did we find out about those?
They're quick.
They're quick. We can sound those pretty quickly. So let's try it. If we have A as our first vowel, let's try it as a closed syllable. Where would we need to divide it if we want that A to be part of a closed syllable?
A to the L.
A to the L. We need to make sure that we've got the A and the L together. If we do that, what will this A say?
It's long.
It's long sound?
Short sound.
It's short sound. And what's the short sound for A? Like apple, all right, let's keep going. We've got another vowel here, E, and Luke, what do you know with it? You said it right away. Tur, what do you notice about that R?
R.
It's a bossy R, so it's probably going to make the sound. It's going to be R control. So we'll go ahead and try that. So we have apple, al, tur, and then I'm noticing something here at the end.
Big name.
8, which is what type of syllable that we have on our chart? Notice what's at the very, very end.
Magic E.
There's the magic E. There's that E at the end. You right away knew that that part of the word was 8. So if we put the N with it, we've got the long A, since it's a magic E syllable, with 8. What are we going to have?
Alternate.
All right. Alternate. You said it out loud, but we didn't say this was all. We said this was al. What do we find out about this? Alternate. Does that make sense? But what does make sense that you said? Alternate. So what do we know about the sound of this A? Apple, A, acorn, A, wallet, ah. There's the ah sound. Ah, alternate. Alternate. There's our word. All right? Got it? Good job on that one. How many syllables do we have? 3. Alternate. First thing we had was a closed syllable. We found that one quickly. Then we have an R-controlled syllable. That was in the middle. And then we had a magic E syllable at the end. Very good. All right, I'm going to give you one. I want you to take your word, chunk it up, start with your syllable type. See if you can find some that you know right away. Go ahead and mark them, just like we did with alternate. Even if it's not right, we're going to catch it when we say it out loud. And we found that pretty easily. If you need a pencil, I've got some extras. I got you one.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to give you a minute to try yours, and when you think you have it, I want you to let me know. We're going to let you share it with us what your word is, and then I want you to tell us what type of syllables you have in there. So I'll give you some think time. Make sure when you're doing them, just a hint to you that you don't forget number 3 on the back of your 7 to say it aloud. Remember, you don't have to broadcast it to the hallway, but you do say it for yourself. That's our best strategy for making sure we know that we've got the right word. Luke, did V work there? The long E? No. All right, so what else could you try? F. All right, if you try F, what needs to happen to that first syllable that you have? It will be V anymore. It will be that. And if the E is going to make the short F sound, what needs to happen with that first syllable? What type of syllable with a vowel will make it short sound? Close. So if it's a closed syllable, what has to come after that vowel?
Consonant.
Okay, so see if you can adjust that on your paper. Instead of the first syllable being V-E, make it V-E-G. See if that helps. Alright, so you've got the word photograph. Let's make sure that your syllables match what you've got. What is that right here? And is that its long sound? It's its long sound. So if it's a long sound, that's a word. Open. Alright, so if it's open, no consonant. So you've got the word patiently. Let's make sure that your syllables match what you've got. What does the A say here? A, and that's what you said. You have closed down here. If our syllable is closed, would it make its long sound? Or if we wanted to make its long sound, then we would say that type of syllable is open. Good. So you got it when you said it. Now we're just matching what we have with what you said. Pay. All right. Then you have shunt, and you recognize that. You do have a vowel team in there along with some other letters. Good. And then what is that last syllable? Just say it for me. Lee. What happens if I take that away? Patient. So if I can take away that last part of the word and I still have a root word left, what do we call that? It's not one of the syllables necessarily, but it is. And when we talk about suffixes, so that's actually a suffix. And what sound does it make? E. It makes a vowel sound. So it actually works like a vowel team because of the sound. That Y is a vowel in that syllable because it makes the vowel sound E. All right, good. All right, got it? Are you still thinking? Have you said it? Say it. All right, let's see if what you said matches because you said it correctly. All right. Well, you've got closed here. What do you notice is going on right there? All right, there's two consonants there. Do they make the I or the A or the U sound? Or are they making another sound?
Odd.
All right, so it's making a different sound, and since I've got two vowels, it's probably going to be a vowel team. So I've got a vowel team right there that's helping me with that. Why did you split here?
Because the double consonants are supposed to be together.
Excellent. We saw that if there are two twin consonants together, there's a good chance we're going to split between them. And you said that makes this a closed syllable. What does the A say here? What is our sound for Where do we? How do we know that A makes the sound? What card do we have to match that? Apple, acorn, A, wallet,
banana.
So there's the sound. Remember we taught about a schwa. It makes this little funny sound. The when you're not sure. Good. Luke, got it? You still working? All right, let's look.
Invention.
All right, you're starting with it and not finishing with the end part, so let's finish with the end part. All right, you changed this earlier when we taught and said you were going to make this E, instead of saying E, we were going to change it to say E, because we couldn't make E make sense. So let's try it. The egg. All right, that would be vague if we left it like it is. All right, then you're looking at the rest of the word, and you've already chunked up some good pieces. You know shun is at the end. All right, if this is by itself, then it might say by itself, an open syllable. It might say A, because it doesn't have a consonant following it, so it could say that. We know A does some different things, so right. So let's try what you've got here. Beg. All right, just what I've got right there. What about E? Tell me the sound E makes. Elephant. Ed. All right.
Equal E.
An equal E. If this E has a consonant after it, then it's going to make it short sound because it's going to be close. So it would say et. All right, so we have veg, et, a, shun. Veg, et, a, shun. Veg, et, a, shun. Does that sound right? No, but we're pretty sure about which part. Are we pretty sure that the last part is correct?
Yes.
All right, so we can stick with that because that is something we've seen and we've heard and it makes sense. Let's try something else here. We've tried open and close. There's another sound that G can make, remember?
J.
All right, it can say J like giraffe. So let's try that.
Veg.
Veg, et, a, shun. Now let's put it together. Vegetation. Vegetation.
Vegetation.
All right, look at it while you say it. You're on the right track. Vegetation.
Vegetation.
Vegetation. Vegetation. This word is vegetation, like a vegetable. Remember when we looked at that? Vegetation. And it chunks together. It smooths or blends together when we're saying it. All right? Say it for me. Vegetation. Vegetation. All right, look at me and say it. Vegetation.
Vegetation.
You got it. All right, Michaela, you good? All right, tell me what you've got. Do you know the word? What is it?
Sensor.
Sensor. Is that right? Sensor? Is that what you said? I'm just making sure. All right, let's check and see if what you wrote is what you said. All right, your first syllable, you have S-I-N-C. What would this part say?
Sin.
If it just says sin, what do I need to do with that C? Can it fit with this syllable if the syllable only says sin? No, so let's change that up. So if you've got your first syllable is closed, sin. All right, what are we going to do here? You've got vowel team, is that right? What made you find that this was a vowel team?
E.
All right, there are two E's. What do we know about a vowel team, though? Where do the vowels have to be? They have to be at least two, and they need to be together. These are split up. There is another type of syllable, though, that has something to do with this E, especially this E being on the end, the final E. This would be a magic E. So our final E would be silent, and this other E, what is it going to say? Its name. So it's going to say what? E. All right, so let's try what you've got here as a magic E syllable. In, sin, and ear. What are we going to do? Sincere. All right, so when we say it, we can chunk the pieces together. How does C make the S sound? What do we have? Apple, A, acorn, A, wallet, banana, balloon, cat, K. Circle, S. Remember, sometimes C will make the S sound, so sincere. And we chunked it up. All right, got it? All right, I want you to share your word with us, and then we're going to be at the very end. All right.